Welcome to Time Capsule Tales, the podcast that takes you on a journey through history to explore captivating stories from the past. I'm your host, Chase, and today we're going on an extraordinary adventure beyond the bounds of Earth. Imagine this. It's the year 1961, a time when the world was captivated by the race to conquer space. The rivalry between the United States and the Soviet Union hung in the air, as both nations vied for supremacy in the cosmos. Amidst this intense competition, a peculiar passenger embarked on an astonishing journey. In a small capsule soaring high above the Earth's atmosphere, a tiny creature floated weightlessly, gazing down upon our blue planet. This was no ordinary space traveler. It was a fruit fly. Yes, you heard that right. This winged explorer paved the way for the creatures that would follow, venturing into the great unknown beyond our atmosphere. This intriguing tale of the fruit fly was just the beginning, as a multitude of animals would soon join the ranks of intrepid spacefarers. Their stories are both awe-inspiring and poignant, revealing humanity's relentless pursuit of knowledge and our willingness to push the boundaries of exploration. Welcome to this episode of Time Capsule Tales, where we uncover fascinating stories that have shaped our world. I'm thrilled to be your guide as we dive into the captivating history of animals in space. Throughout this episode, we'll journey through different eras, from the dawn of space travel to the modern era of private spaceflight. Together, we'll discover the incredible accomplishments, the sacrifices made, and the scientific breakthroughs achieved through these courageous animal astronauts. But before we embark on this cosmic adventure, let's take a moment to understand the significance of animals in space exploration. These brave creatures served as pioneers, paving the way for human astronauts and providing valuable insights into the effects of space travel on living organisms. From fruit flies to rhesus monkeys, from dogs to tortoises, and even some unexpected travelers like nematodes and bobtail squid, each animal had a unique role in expanding our understanding of the universe. So join me as we unlock the mysteries of the past and shine a light on the incredible stories of animals in space. From the early Cold War space race to the modern era of private spaceflight, we'll journey through history, uncovering hidden tales and gaining a deeper appreciation for the remarkable achievements of these cosmic trailblazers. Get ready to blast off into the captivating world of animals in space right here on Time Capsule Tales. Part 1. The Dawn of Space Travel, the 1940s and 50s. In the backdrop of a post-World War II era, where nations were grappling with the aftermath of a devastating global conflict, the world found itself on edge with the emergence of a new geopolitical landscape, the Cold War. The once allied powers of the United States and the Soviet Union now stood as ideological rivals, each vying for global dominance and technological superiority. It was within this tense atmosphere that the race to conquer space began, with both nations harnessing the expertise of German rocket scientists to propel their ambitions. Following the end of World War II, the victorious nations scrambled to acquire German V-2 rocket technology and the expertise of scientists such as Wernher von Braun. These brilliant minds, once affiliated with the German military, were now sought after for their expertise in rocketry and their potential to unlock the secrets of space travel. The United States, keen to gain an advantage over its Soviet adversary, launched Operation Paperclip to recruit German scientists and incorporate their knowledge into its own burgeoning space program. Meanwhile, the Soviet Union, under the leadership of Joseph Stalin, recognized the immense propaganda value of conquering space. They too had their sights set on the expertise of German scientists, employing figures like Sergei Korolev to spearhead their space exploration endeavors. The race to reach space became not just a scientific quest, but a battle for national pride and a symbol of ideological superiority. As the world teetered on the brink of nuclear destruction, the space race emerged as a captivating and unifying pursuit for both the United States and the Soviet Union. It offered an opportunity to redirect the anxieties and fears of the Cold War into a seemingly peaceful arena of competition. Space became the new frontier, where national prestige and technological prowess were at stake. The dawn of space travel marked a turning point in our understanding of the universe and our place within it. It was also a period of significant scientific discovery, as researchers sought to comprehend the effects of space travel on living organisms. The 1940s witnessed the beginning of these groundbreaking experiments, with the launch of the first animals into space. Although small in scale compared to the monumental missions that would follow, These early forays laid the foundation for future exploration and provided invaluable insights into the challenges of space travel. In 1947, the United States made its first leap into the cosmos by sending a group of tiny but resilient passengers, fruit flies. These insects, known for their ability to reproduce rapidly and adapt to various environments, were chosen as the initial pioneers of space travel. The purpose of this experiment was to observe the effects of cosmic radiation on living organisms. As the fruit flies ventured beyond the confines of Earth's atmosphere, scientists eagerly awaited their return to analyze the data and gain a deeper understanding of the potential hazards faced by future human astronauts. However, it wasn't until 1949 that a mammal would make the historic journey into space. The honor fell upon a rhesus monkey named Albert II, a brave explorer who would forever be etched in the annals of space travel. On June 14, 1949, Albert II was launched aboard a V-2 rocket by the United States. Although his flight was short-lived, lasting only 14 minutes, his mission was a vital stepping stone towards understanding the physiological and psychological challenges faced by organisms in the harsh environment beyond Earth's atmosphere. The significance of these early missions cannot be overstated. They paved the way for subsequent endeavors, contributing to the development of life support systems, spacecraft designs, and medical research aimed at ensuring the safety and well-being of human space travelers. These humble beginnings set the stage for the awe-inspiring achievements that would follow, shaping the course of space exploration for decades to come. Part 2. The Era of Orbital Flights, the 50s and 60s. In the 1950s and 60s, a new chapter in the history of space exploration began, the Era of Orbital Flights. This period was characterized by significant advancements in technology, intense rivalry between the United States and the Soviet Union, and remarkable achievements in sending living organisms beyond Earth's atmosphere. During this time, the world was gripped by the Cold War, a state of geopolitical tension between the United States and the Soviet Union. The Cuban Missile Crisis brought the world to the brink of nuclear war in 1962, while the civil rights movement in the United States sought to address racial injustice. Amidst these historical events, space exploration emerged as a new frontier of human ambition and scientific progress. One of the most iconic moments of this era occurred on May 25, 1961, when President John F. Kennedy delivered a historic speech before a joint session of the U.S. Congress. In his address, President Kennedy set a bold and ambitious goal for the United States: to send a man to the moon and return him safely to Earth before the end of the decade.
We choose to go to the moon. We choose to go to the moon. We choose to go to the moon in this decade and do the other things, not because they are easy, but because they are hard. Because that goal will serve to organize and measure the best of our energies and skills. Because that challenge is one that we're willing to accept, one we are unwilling to postpone, and one we intend to win.
This speech, often referred to as the Moon Speech, marked a pivotal moment in the space race and served as a catalyst for accelerating American efforts in space exploration. One of the most significant milestones of this era was the launch of Laika, a stray dog, aboard the Soviet spacecraft Sputnik 2 on November 3, 1957. Laika became the first animal to orbit the Earth. While her mission was a breakthrough achievement, it also sparked ethical debates concerning the treatment of animals in space exploration. Tragically, Laika did not survive the mission, as technology at the time did not provide for her safe return to Earth. However, subsequent missions during this era saw animals successfully orbiting the Earth and returning safely. One notable example is the Soviet mission known as Sputnik 5, launched on August 19, 1960. On board the spacecraft were a host of animals, including the dogs Strelka and Belka. They became the first animals to complete an orbital flight and return safely to Earth, paving the way for future manned missions. The achievements of Strelka and Belka, along with the ongoing advancements in both the United States and the Soviet Union, set the stage for the intensifying space race. The United States, inspired by President Kennedy's call to reach the moon, would go on to achieve remarkable milestones, such as the Mercury and Gemini programs, leading up to the historic Apollo 11 mission that landed humans on the moon in 1969. The era of orbital flights not only propelled scientific and technological progress, but also captivated the world's attention. The stories of the animals that ventured into space during this era serve as a testament to the bravery and resilience of these pioneering creatures and their invaluable contributions to our understanding of space travel. They also reflect the broader context of a world locked in a fierce competition for space supremacy, with the race to the moon becoming a symbol of national pride and scientific achievement. Part 3. The Age of Interplanetary Missions, the 60s and 70s. This time in history was marked by significant global events and societal changes. The world was grappling with the Vietnam War, a conflict that sparked widespread protests and dissent both in the United States and around the globe. The war deeply divided nations and their populations, fueling a sense of unrest and questioning of authority. Simultaneously, this era saw the rise of counterculture movements, characterized by a rejection of traditional norms and a push for societal change. The youth of the time sought to challenge established institutions, including government and social hierarchies. The environmental movement gained momentum as concerns over pollution and the impact of human activity on the planet became increasingly evident. Against this backdrop of social upheaval and cultural transformation, the era of interplanetary missions in space travel emerged. These missions represented an extraordinary feat of human achievement, a testament to human ingenuity, and the journey to explore the cosmos. This era witnessed groundbreaking achievements and brought new opportunities to study the effects of space travel on living organisms. It also marked a crucial period in the space race between the United States and the Soviet Union. One of the notable milestones during this era was the Soviet Zond 5 mission in 1968, which carried the first animals to fly around the moon. Two-step tortoises named Goliath and Galathea became unwitting space travelers as they embarked on this historic journey. Zond 5 was an unmanned spacecraft that aimed to test the lunar flyby trajectory in preparation for future manned missions. Goliath and Galathea were chosen for the mission due to their ability to withstand harsh conditions and prolonged periods of hibernation. The tortoises were housed in a sealed capsule designed to provide life support during the flight. The spacecraft successfully completed its circumlunar journey, making a close pass around the moon and returning to Earth safely. While Goliath and Galathea did not actively contribute to scientific research during their space voyage, their mission provided valuable insights into the challenges of long-duration space travel and the ability of organisms to withstand the rigors of interplanetary journeys. Their successful return further bolstered confidence in the feasibility of future manned missions to the moon and beyond. The era of interplanetary missions also witnessed significant human achievements, such as the first manned moon landing in 1969. The Apollo program led by NASA enabled astronauts to explore the lunar surface, conducting scientific experiments and collecting samples. Although animals did not directly participate in these manned missions, their involvement in previous space missions played a crucial role in advancing our understanding of the effects of space travel. The exploration of interplanetary space during this era laid the foundation for future missions to Mars and other celestial bodies. It expanded our knowledge of the universe and paved the way for subsequent scientific endeavors in space. Part 4. The Space Shuttle Era. From the 80s until 2000, during the Space Shuttle era, the world experienced a significant shift in global dynamics and technological advancements. It was a time marked by the end of the Cold War, the rise of the Internet, and the profound impact of the 9/11 attacks, which led to the subsequent War on Terror. The end of the Cold War, which had defined much of the 20th century, brought about a new era of geopolitical cooperation. Tensions between the United States and the Soviet Union began to thaw, leading to increased collaboration in various fields, including space exploration. This shift in global dynamics fostered an environment of scientific exchange and joint missions. Simultaneously, the rise of the Internet during the Space Shuttle era transformed communication, connectivity, and the way information was accessed and shared. The Internet revolutionized global interactions, enabling faster and more extensive dissemination of knowledge. This technological breakthrough had a profound impact on various aspects of society, including space exploration, as it facilitated the sharing of research findings, data, and collaborative efforts among scientists and engineers worldwide. It was during this time that the development and utilization of reusable spacecraft revolutionized space travel. The space shuttles such as Columbia, Challenger, Discovery, Atlantis, and Endeavour enabled the deployment of satellites, the construction of the International Space Station, and the repair and servicing of space infrastructure. In the space shuttle era, animals continued to play a role in advancing scientific knowledge and understanding the effects of space travel. However, one of the most notable events occurred on January 16, 2003, with the tragic loss of the space shuttle Columbia and 7 crew members during re-entry. Among the experiments on board was one involving microscopic worms called nematodes. These hardy creatures managed to survive the extreme conditions of the shuttle's breakup and descent to Earth, providing valuable data about the resilience of organisms in space. The survival of the nematodes from the Columbia tragedy highlighted the importance of understanding the impact of space travel on living organisms and the need for robust safety measures, ensuring that all crew members would come back alive. The Space Shuttle Columbia marks the last major disaster that cost crew members their lives. It seems that through the disasters of the past, NASA has focused more heavily on crew safety in the years since. Part 5. The International Space Station Era, from 2000 until now. In 1998, the world witnessed the establishment of a permanent human presence in space, with the construction and operation of the International Space Station, or ISS. This era marked a significant advancement in space research and represented a new chapter in international cooperation for space exploration. One of the fascinating aspects of the ISS era was the continuation of animal experiments in space. While the focus shifted more towards human exploration, animals still played a role in furthering our understanding of the effects of space conditions on living organisms. One notable example of animal experiments conducted on the ISS was the study of ants' movements in microgravity. In 2014, a colony of ants was sent to the ISS to observe how they adapted their behavior in the absence of gravity. The study aimed to shed light on how ants navigate and communicate in microgravity, which could have implications for future long-duration space missions where insects may play a role in providing sustainable food sources or aiding in waste management. Another intriguing experiment conducted on the ISS involved the study of the effects of space conditions on the human microbiome using bobtail squid. In 2020, baby bobtail squid and their beneficial bacteria were sent to the space station to investigate how microgravity affects the symbiotic relationship between the squid and the bacteria. The findings from this study could contribute to our understanding of how space travel impacts the human microbiome and potentially inform the development of countermeasures to protect astronauts' health during long-duration missions. These animal experiments conducted on the ISS demonstrated the ongoing commitment to understanding the effects of space travel on living organisms, including humans. The results obtained from these studies helped scientists and researchers refine their understanding of the challenges and opportunities associated with extended space missions. While there have been animal visitors to the ISS, the era primarily focused on studying space exploration and human physiology. One of the most significant discoveries made through the use of the space station is understanding the long-term effects of microgravity on the human body. Research on the space station has provided valuable data on bone density, muscle atrophy, cardiovascular function, and vision, leading to the development of countermeasures for future space missions. Another breakthrough facilitated by the ISS is advancing scientific research in microgravity, enabling experiments in protein crystal growth, fluid physics, combustion, material sciences, and plant biology. These findings have expanded our understanding of scientific principles and inspired technological advancements with applications in countless industries. Furthermore, the ISS era also saw increased collaboration and cooperation among international partners. The station itself was a remarkable example of global cooperation, with space agencies from the United States, Russia, Canada, Europe, and Japan working together to build and maintain this space outpost. The collaborative efforts on the ISS not only advanced our knowledge of space exploration, but also fostered diplomacy and goodwill among nations. As the International Space Station enters its third decade, it's beginning to show its age, with outdated equipment and emerging structural problems. The international partners that run the ISS have decided to wind down activities, gradually reducing the ISS orbit until it crashes into the South Pacific Ocean uninhabited area in January 2031. But the end of the ISS era does not mean the end of human presence in space. NASA has commissioned several companies, including Blue Origin and Northrop Grumman, to create commercial low-Earth orbit destinations. These commercially operated space platforms are expected to be operational before 2030, ensuring a seamless transition and continuous human presence in space. Meanwhile, other nations are also making strides in space exploration. Russia's space agency Roscosmos plans to leave the ISS in 2024 and focus on building its own space station. China, which has been excluded from the ISS, launched the first module of its planned space station last year, with full operations expected by the end of this year. As we bid farewell to the ISS, we look forward to a new era of space exploration, marked by commercial ventures, international competition, and continued scientific discovery. Part 6. The overarching achievements of animals in space. Throughout the years, animals have played an invaluable part in advancing space research. They have fearlessly ventured into the unknown, serving as our pioneering ambassadors and providing essential data on the effects of space travel on living organisms. Their sacrifices and contributions should never be overlooked or forgotten. From the fruit flies that paved the way in the early days of space exploration, to the iconic Laika, who became the first animal to orbit Earth, animals have helped us unravel the mysteries of space and unlock new possibilities. The knowledge gained from their experiences has been instrumental in shaping the trajectory of human space missions, enabling us to develop safer and more efficient spacecraft, as well as safeguard the well-being of future astronauts. Moreover, animals have served as critical biological models, enabling scientists to study the physiological and psychological effects of microgravity. Through their participation in space experiments, animals have provided valuable insights into the adaptability of living organisms in extreme environments, which have direct implications for the future of human space travel and colonization of other planets. The ethical considerations surrounding the use of animals in space research are ever present and evolving. Over time, changes in regulations and guidelines have aimed to ensure the humane treatment of animals and minimize their suffering. The invaluable contributions of animals in space cannot be overstated. Their sacrifices have paved the way for human advancements in the final frontier. As we look to the future, let us honor and respect the sacrifices made by these animal astronauts, while also striving to develop alternative methods and technologies that can further our understanding of space without relying on animal experimentation. So, as we conclude this episode of Time Capsule Tales, let us appreciate the significant role these animals have played in shaping our understanding of space travel and the cosmos. I've been your host, Chase, and until next time, never stop exploring.